Hey everyone, it's Diana and I'm back like I said I would be. If you watched my other video, at the end I had stated that I needed to split up that video because I just talked way too much. So this video is about all my little personal tips that got me through midterms with a little bit of study tips. I plan to do a whole video on that and go more into depth. I'm actually testing out some different study methods and I want to do like a full report to see what one worked and like which one I liked better. Anyway, to get this intro going, I hope you enjoy it. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, whatnot. I'll see you guys in like 2 seconds. I wanted to share with you guys what I was doing throughout the week to help me study and what helped me get through midterms. Not very well. I did cry a lot, but I made it. If I made it, you can make it too. And it doesn't have to be as stressful as it was for me. Do as I say, not as I do, because I thought I was well prepared and was not going to pull any all-nighters, but when I saw that 68%, that put me into like high gear of not even being able to sleep, period. So I just used that time that I wasn't able to sleep to just keep studying. So first things first, coffee is what got me through. I don't drink coffee majority of the time. The thing that I get from Starbucks is a venti iced coffee with heavy cream and 6 pumps of sugar-free vanilla light ice, and I basically drink this the entire day. It takes me a while to finish it. Yeah, it just was able to keep me more focused, and I don't want to build a caffeine intolerance to it. I don't want to build a caffeine tolerance to it. I want it to work for once finals come around so they can help me focus. So yeah, this is going to be my last coffee for a while. And I go to Starbucks because I don't own a coffee machine because I never drink it. So that might change, but it's not like it's my preferred drink, you know? I just drink it because for some reason, even when I'm tired, it helps me focus. And in terms of other drinks, this right here, I think I've talked about this a few times, water bottle. Oh man, just sitting there and because our group study chats are online, so when people are talking, I just sit there and drink and drink and drink. And so I've been drinking half a gallon to a gallon a day. Hydration is key, and making sure your electrolytes are up. I do put in these keto, I think it's called keto, but just basically electrolyte drops to increase my magnesium, sodium, and potassium so I don't get headaches, which I did get a few times. So my go-to is peppermint oil. And the headaches that I usually get are from my sinuses being inflamed, and it just creates a pressure between my eyes. What causes this inflammation? Probably food. I had these little keto chocolate bars that my sister had, and I think that is what triggered it. I don't know what's in it that gave me a headache, but that was the second time I've had it after eating those, so I'm never eating them again. So yeah, coffee, water bottle, and then I'm leading up to to the most important thing. I mentioned this so many times, these little whiteboards. Yeah, just having this sit here, little to-do list. I like to do time blocks, so I'll do either half an hour time blocks or an hour time block. And then because I had so many exams in 1 week, managing your time during midterm is something I learned the very hard way. So I highly suggest doing something that you can keep a schedule of and make sure that you don't favor one subject over another unless you feel personally that you're feeling good about one subject and you don't have to study as much on it. So yeah, I just write the day that it's if I did midterm Friday, then I'd do 9 to 10 and I'd study OHS, 10 to 11 head and neck. Sometimes it'd be a challenge to stop, change subjects. Sometimes I wouldn't, but I felt that I got less tired and was able to again stay focused for much longer if I wasn't focused on one subject for too long. So that was my plan for leading up to it. And then basically the day before every exam, so I'd have my exam at 10, finished by like 10:30, 11 usually, and then from then on I would study the next day's exam. Another thing I wanted to mention is I've been taking this oil of oregano. Look it up first, do your own research on it, but I've been scared of getting sick, not only from corona but also just like from being run down, and then you're more just from being run down, and then you're more susceptible to getting like a cold and stuff like that. So I've been taking this every day just to kind of, I don't know if it's placebo or if it actually works, but it makes me feel better that I'm like doing something to prevent it. Even if I do end up getting sick, I really hope I don't, because I won't be able to go to school then. My next tip for getting through midterm, I mentioned this literally in every single video, but my iPad, I cannot stress enough how nice it is to just carry around a small little thing like my iPad to the backyard, go sit out in the sun and study, or go to bed and study for a bit before I go to sleep, kind of thing. Had I known what type of textbooks I would have needed beforehand, I would have gotten the e-text version of it so that I wouldn't have to read through all the textbooks. I could just have them all on here. And because on iPads you can do a split screen. Usually before, for my prereq classes, I would end up having like the text on one side and then my notes on the other, and then I could, even during class, keep track of where the teacher's at in the textbook and make notes at the same time. Whereas with a textbook, it's a little harder, but it is what it is. That's a tip. If you can get an e-textbook, harder to, I mean, you can't obviously resell it, but less paper, less space it'll take up, and I feel like you're more likely going to use it if you have an iPad. The one specific app, as well as on the computer, that you can use that really helped me was Quizlet. I wish I was sponsored at like 80 subscribers, but I've been using this thing non-stop, so I highly recommend testing it out. Do the 7-day free trial of the Premium Plus version. Otherwise, my biggest tip for studying or using this as a study tool is look for past Quizlets from your specific school. So I would do the initials of my school, and then I'll do Radiology 1 quiz or Radiology Chapter 2. And even sometimes you can find Quizlets from like other schools that still pertain to you. Those really help. Mainly what I love about it, I don't know if this comes with just Premium or for everyone, but there's like a learn feature on it, and then basically it makes up questions for you, and like you can have it in multiple choice, flashcard version or written. And so I'll ask you a question, and then I'll give you 4 options to choose from, or you can write out the answer or just use a flashcard. The only downside to it is when you do multiple choice, the options that they give you, sometimes it makes it very obvious what the answer is, because they just use the answers of the definition from your other flashcard. So it could be something like, what is the color of the sky? And the options will be like the ground, a towel, something you find in the kitchen, like it'll be so, and then it'll be like blue. Still, even doing it that way, I found it really helpful, because if you make a good Quizlet yourself, or you find a good Quizlet, when you do this learn feature, oh my god, that happens so many times, and it scares the bejesus out of me. There's a thing where it reads the cards out to you, and you always like accidentally press it, so, and then just like this random voice just like yells out at you. So if you make a good Quizlet, or you found a good Quizlet, then you will most likely really find that the learn feature is going to be really beneficial. I just think it's a better way of memorizing stuff, because you can find the answer within just like a block of text. Quizlet 100%, I don't think I would have gotten through this if I hadn't had looked at previous Quizlets to tell me what I should have been studying. So on top of Quizlets, my next big tip for getting through a midterm or studying, this can go throughout the entire semester, and me and my friends from school have made a pact that every week we're gonna get together and force ourselves to study in a group setting, because it was so beneficial. It helped us so much. I don't think I would have gotten some of the grades I did if it weren't for other people pointing out what they thought was also important, and just constantly being tested. If you can find a group of people at your school FaceTime with over and do that, I can guarantee you it'll help you so much. So so many, but all kind of pertaining to the studying part specifically with your iPad or on your laptop or anything like that. So if your teacher gives you any review questions or anything like that, some of my teachers don't give out the answers and you're kind of like, I don't know what I chose was right. So what I like to do was just type out the first question into Google, and usually a Quizlet would pop out with the exact same questions and have the answers for you. Same thing with the end of the chapter stuff, it would have the answers for you already. There were some, be careful though, that had wrong answers. So if you have an inkling that something is wrong, just double check it yourself. So I learned through that way, finding those Quizlets and then studying off of that. Also, the end of chapter questions are really helpful, and just spending time with your group study going through each question and kind of talking about it, and like if you don't understand it, then someone else can explain it to you. That's how you learn. You learn from teaching other people as well as other people teaching you, and they might have a different viewpoint on something or a different analogy. And don't worry, I was like against group studying. Like I wanted to do everything myself, and yeah, it's just not an option, especially with online classes. Let me know if you're doing online class too, or you're actually doing in person, because what program are you using for your online tests? Is it the same one as mine, Exemplify? And how do you feel about learning dental hygiene theory? Because I still go for clinical stuff, but I just want to know what your thoughts are studying online, because for me there are pros and cons. I just want to hear your opinion. Anyway guys, I've talked too much. So I just wanted to mention that I do have an Instagram. I've been having such lovely conversations with you guys in the comments of my YouTube video, but for some reason it doesn't notify me all the time when comments have been made. So I go days without seeing a comment, and then it looks like I'm an asshole because I've taken a few days to reply. So my Instagram account is private right now just because school. I just don't want them to be able to see what I do on my time off kind of thing. So if you want to follow me, you can go ahead and then just see if you get, I need to check my settings, but either message in the comments below saying that like, oh hey, I followed you, accept my request, or DM me directly on Instagram, and then I'll go ahead and approve you and just say that you saw me off of YouTube. If there is tons of people that want to follow me on Instagram, which by the way is at Dajana.org, I will change my settings to be public, let the people follow me, and then switch it back to private and kind of do it that way. So that's it for today. I'm like buzzing off of this coffee. I can't wait to edit this video and post it. Again, let me know, are you in dental hygiene school? How long have you been doing it for? Are you gonna start? Are you in pre-reg, sweat? And like what else do you want to see from me? Because I want to help you guys as much as possible. Thanks so much for watching, subscribing, liking the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.